let's look at Bbyong's stats. He's 26 and 35 all time, 4 and 2 this season. He has a positive win ratio against Protoss with a 3 and 2. So, you know, both of his losses this season come from Protoss, but he has the most experience in this matchup. As you can see, he's played 5 out of 7 games against Protoss. And I feel like you can say that Bbyong, like you said, is one of the reasons why CJ has their rise here. But you can say the very same of Super. It's really cool that these two players meet each other because they're both at very similar levels of skill, I would say. Yep. I mean, if you look at Super's individual league results, they're just not there. They're non-existent. He's not in the GSL at all, and he has not performed well you know, in individual leagues compared to his team league results. Even when you look back at his GSTL, I mean, he's used to be most famous for attacking an Overlord with a Sentry when Banelings were outside of his base. But look at where he's come now, where he's brought his team to. So these two players, very underrated, very skilled, and I'm really excited they get to meet here.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the closest matches we have today. I think it's going to be very exciting. I wanted to get right into this game.
Yeah, well, let's do it, man. The map is Frost, a 4-player map, a large map. CJ takes us, they take the 2-0 lead. Can MVP tie it up? Let's find out right now. This is the SPL.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Up here in the top left of the map, Frost. In the yellow for CJ Entis, the Terran player, Bbyong.
And to the bottom left in teal for MVP, it's Super, formerly known as Vampire. Very solid player. Do not mess around with this guy. Do not underestimate him. I feel many players have done this in the past and fallen up short. Just one of those players who's been around for so long in StarCraft 2, much longer than Bbyong, so much more experience. Bbyong has a 2-1 lead over him in Heart of the Swarm. And you could see that in round 1, Bbyong played once, he didn't win a map. But in round 2, he's really pulled it off, 4-1.
Yeah, I guess he just started to do better and better in-house, and they decided, well, actually, we got to start giving this guy a chance. And so far, he's been taking those chances and really going with it, winning so many times in a row against really strong opponents.
One of 2 players in Code S for Terran in the round of 16. Now, let's look at this build. This is pretty wacky. This is not what I expect. He goes for a gas first build on Frost of all maps. We could see anything here. A Hellion Rush, you know, fast Reaper play, like double Reapers. Maybe we see Cloak Banshees. That would be absurd. It's definitely a possibility, though. You can't rule anything out when you see a Terran player go gas first.
Yeah. This is one of the coolest things to see out of a Terran, because you're always left in the dark until it actually comes into fruition. It's going to be really cool to see what he goes for. But on the other side of things, Super is going for a Nexus first. So if a very aggressive build comes out of Bbyong, he could be in some trouble.
Yeah, let's wait and find out what he's got planned here, because if it's multiple Reapers coming out, then he's going to have a very tough time defending that with you know, no Mothership core, very delayed. SCV comes down here. Is he going to drop a Fact?
Yeah.
Fact goes up. Okay, so anything is possible. So it could be a very fast Widowmine drop, very fast Hellion drop. You know, Cloak Banshees, I think like the craziest thing we could see, but it's still possible, especially if he adds a second gas here in a second. You know, it's so outside of the meta right now that it could work. It just might work.
We're going to have to see. I'm staring at that second gas as well. He does get lucky with the scout. He is going to scout Super first. So whatever he's going with here, he's going to be able to get over there right away with no insecurity. He's going to have a good idea of exactly what Super is going for as well, to see the Nexus come down first.
The Nexus first scout with a build like this adds an extra level of pressure, because it means that if you don't do enough damage, you know that your opponent's economy, which is already at a very nice place, is going to explode and hit you twice as hard as just a slow and safer type of expand. But it also means that you have an extra window of vulnerability that you can try to exploit, especially considering that Super right now is completely in the dark, does not even know what sort of build he's up against. So he's in a very scary place himself. But he doesn't even really know it yet. He probably doesn't expect to see a build like this from Bbyong.
Yeah, well said. Seeing these Widow Mines and the Starport being finished here, as well as that medevac, it looks like we're going to have a Widow Mine drop here coming out of Bbyong. And he knows exactly where Super is. He knows that Super doesn't know where he is. He has no idea what he's going for. So this could really take Super by surprise.
Yeah, this certainly could.
I mean, where's the detection going to come from? What is Super building right now? He's getting Warp Gate research. He hasn't put much tech down at all just yet.
Okay,
there's the Robo.
But still, there's going to be a window of time here. First medevac is out. Going to wait for the Hellion, it looks like. No, actually just boosts away. Doesn't even pick up the last Hellion. It's going Marine only with the Widow Mines. The Hellions are going to come to the natural. So it's going to be one of those type of timings. A very small group of units at home for the defense for Super.
Yeah, he's got one more Stalker on the way. He's got one Gateway right now. And having this boosted medevac come across here, this is going to be scary for Super. He's going to drop in the main here, gets the Widow Mine down, gets
if he gets the core, if he gets that Mothership core, that would be a disaster. He's able to isolate it away from the main base, meaning that it can't use an overcharge there. Uh-oh, this is a problem. Can he actually deny it? So far, so good. He's got a Widow Mine at the ramp. Hellions do go down, but that Widow Mine is going to keep denying the Mothership core. He's doing so much damage to the worker line now, and here we go. Widow Mine shot. Goodbye, Mothership core. The last line of defense here. An Immortal is being produced. That's how desperate he is here. And the Marines could actually chase and kill this Stalker now with the healing power of the medevac.
Oh my god, Super's in a terrible position here. He's going to lose his one Stalker as well. Does not micro, losing multiple probes as well. No Mothership core, no Time Warp, no Photon Overcharge, nothing here for Super.
Even the Immortal that comes out is not going to be very useful here. Yeah. He's not mining from his main base anymore. This may just be game, Brennan. The last of those probes running away here. Could actually fight the Immortal straight up as long as he lifts in the medevac, and that's exactly what he does. Starts to take out those shields. Good micro here. And, oh man, is this tough for Super to handle right now. 4 more SCVs, or rather Marines still alive here. And they could just target down probes. Look like he's going to fight the Immortal instead. Yeah. And actually might kill it. It's going to be close. I don't know about this.
He's going to try to get it, but he's not going to get it. I mean, he's trying to micro as best as possible, but that Immortal lives with 19 health.
Oh my god, the Widow Mine! Okay, it already fired. 2 hit points left on that.
Yeah. So a considerable amount of damage done, but if you look at back at Bbyong's base, you know, his CC was very much delayed, and they are very equal on Harvesters right now. And Super was able to get that Robo, but Bbyong does have the Starport as well as the factory, so he is in very good standing as well in terms of tech right now.
You know, you have to sit back and ask yourself in situations like this, like, where are we in this game? At 2 Immortals, that's powerful at 9 minutes. That's very strong, but only with support. And with no support for these Immortals against pure Marines with medevac support, you're just going to have a hard time, especially considering one of those Immortals is almost deathly low in hit points. And he's actually just got 2 Zealots over here in the help to defend. He's going to lose both of those most likely here. Should be able to save all of his Marines and get away. Not a lot of anti-air for the chase. Here comes another medevac into the main base. This one is 2 Widow Mines. No detection, no cannons, no pull. And how many does he lose?
Oh my god, gets 3 over there. Gets a couple as well on the other side.
It's just the answer is he gets too many.
Yeah.
You gave the real number, but the bigger picture here is...
He just can't afford to be losing these probes right now.
Yeah, I mean, the tech with combat shields and stim finishing right now, plus the Marauders he's adding in. There's no anti-air here. The worker count is solid now for Bbyong with double mules. And he may, because there's no Mothership core still remade, he may actually just walk across the map by ground and end the game. These 2 bunkers at the front he has are like safety bunkers because he knows there's a rushed out group of Immortals, but I don't even think he needs those.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to keep them up. He may suspect something on a Super like this, where Super comes across the map, and he's like, well, I've taken a lot of damage. Maybe I can counterattack here with 4 gateways. Let's see what I can do. But once Super sees the army of Bbyong with no Mothership core in that army, he's going to be like, well, I don't think I can do this. He's got stim on this army. He's got combat shields.
Well, he actually circumvents the army, but now Bbyong sees him. Picks off a Zealot here, it looks like. Widowmine's in this army. He needs to be careful with it, though. That is a strong Protoss army. The bunkers are gone, but he has Stim, and he has combat shields, plus medevacs here. Not enough DPS, no Zealots for tank, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a dead Protoss army. Bbyong and CJ Antis going to take a 2-0 lead here. GG.
Wow. Very well played out of Bbyong. Very, very unexpected build. Super was definitely not expecting that. He went for Nexus first. Bbyong just took advantage of it, was able to scout, and a very well-timed build, very nicely played by Bbyong.
I would really love to sit down with Bbyong and say, you know, did you do that build because you know he Nexus first on this map all the time? You know, what was your real thought on that? Because everything lined up perfectly for him, and then he even got lucky with the spawning locations and his scouting. Like, that could not have been a more perfect game for him openings-wise.
Yeah, true.
And it's not to say that I really want to stress this. It's not to say that Super misplayed this. It was just builder-wise, he had a lot of trouble. He was a little bit slow on the reaction time in some of the cases, but I have to say that was builder-wise